Hi, gang. It's Brett Campbell from Middle Tennessee Music with episode number 76 of Mid Tenn Listens, or episode number 3 of Mid Tenn Listens Live. Mid Tenn Listens Live is a review show in which our panelists get together, listen to some music together, and we give our on-the-spot opinions of it right then, unfiltered. We've never heard the music before. We have no idea what we're getting into. I will tell you this. Tonight, we have Dan Chapman, The Cold Stairs, Kevin Campbell, James Hand, and Art of Amputation lined up. We've got tracks here from a track on YouTube. We've got one on Bandcamp, and we've got 3 at SoundCloud. Our first up tonight will be Dan Chapman. We've already put that link in our Google Plus event for those that are following along there. And we're going to move on with it pretty quickly tonight. We've got a small panel tonight. We have a great group of people. T.C. Dean is over in Japan. Fantastic audio engineer. You might know his name from a couple places. June Gall has joined us, and she's back from hospital at home in Kansas City. And Cecily Link, one of our favorite cool school teachers, author, and musician over at Virginia Beach. Glad everybody's here. Thank you so much for joining us. Have you guys got your first track lined up for Dan Chapman tonight? The Ghosts EP is the first album from singer-songwriter Dan Chapman. He's blending storytelling, lush instrumentation, and dreamlike imaginary. Ghosts unfolds from beginning to end like a chapter book. Well, we're going to check out one of Dan's tracks right now. Ghost Peak is the name of the track we're going to check out. And you guys know how it works. Let her play. You got something to say, even if the music's playing, just like we're in the room together jamming and having fun. Let's do this. If you've got her loaded up, and we'll hit the play button.
I've seen. You are the greatest method actress that I've seen. Well, I heard from the tired old bird that you flew too far west from me.
Counting Crows, that's what he's bringing to mind for me.
I was trying to think of what this reminded me of, and it reminds me of that, yeah.
Which puts it in the I can dig it category for me.
Especially the way that he's pronouncing the words is very much.
Yeah, the drums are very Native American-like. The beats.
I got more answers from the silence of a love calling out to you. Cast it off, hear me in slow. And you hung me.
That's a good way to break it down.
outside your window. And you are the greatest method actress that I've seen.
I think the first verse was a little weak lyrically, but the second verse has more depth in it.
Greatest method
I like where he went in the second half of the song.
I do too.
You are
It's the quietest this review group's ever been during a song. I think maybe that's thanks to the fact that he put the lyrics on the download station for us.
you are method actress that I've seen.
I like this guitar solo at the end. It's really cool.
I was just digging on it. It took me back to the synthesizer French horn solo in Come Sail Away.
I mean, I hear some Oasis in it. I hear certain other things in this song that are very likable. The second verse, I like that line where, you know, I got more answers from the silence of my love calling out to you. I got more answers from, you know, that's kind of a
I really liked that one too.
open-ended statement that leaves the questions, you know, kind of hanging in the balance. The first verse, I think, a little lyrically weak. Like the line, you know, yeah, I know I should read your old note, but I've got no letter opener. The type of excuse that's put there, that I can't even open the envelope just because I don't have a letter opener. How many of us actually use a letter opener? We rip the thing up over, you know, it just lyrically.
never-
You know,
It never comes off neatly.
I'm not going to say that I'm not going to say you're wrong about the first verse. It could be strengthened a little bit, but I had noted the letter opener line also, and it reminded me something that a friend of mine would have written. Knowing that friend, I almost read that excuse as I'm so damn depressed that without the letter opener, I don't have the strength to open it.
Or it's just like I'm looking for an excuse not to do it.
Yeah, that's what was just going through my mind. It's more like it's not that I don't have a letter opener. It's almost like you have the letter opener in your hand, but you just can't bring yourself to open the letter.
Yeah.
You just can't do it.
Yeah, that would work.
I don't know. I dug the song. I like the sounds. Jim commented on the percussion, and it struck me right off. There's a hollowness in those toms that I tried to get rid of in a recording I was making years ago, and it took me weeks and weeks and weeks. Finally, I mean, new heads on the drums and all kinds of things, and I hated that sound. And it works so perfectly in this song.
This is the idea of the drums.
It's hollow and it's hurting, and I like it.
It really fits with the theme of the song. I also liked the way that the guitars were layered. It sounded very hazy, almost. It made me think it was, I don't know, it sounded dreamlike to me. This kind of felt.
I think I'm not sure if it's the fact that it's coming from the internet. I mean, streaming from Bandcamp. I don't know how bad they've got it compressed, but I'm just wondering what this would sound like in a full,
on
full
2-inch tape.
The mix could be a little more solid. I think it sounds like he did this at home. The music is good, but the mix is a little weak.
I'd like to hear this off 2-inch tape, really. I mean, right off the tape machines and out through really, some Altex or some big, something big, with a stack of tweeters up at the top, and really hear that the high end that I think must be in the mix somewhere. I'd like to really hear it. I did not hear it in the mix we heard, but the
There's
song, I
air.
like the song. I like the song. I like the way it comes off. Could use just some brushes, I think, a EQ and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But good tune.
Yeah, I really liked it. It's pretty
So
cool.
Here, early Oasis, a little bit of, I don't know.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking 90s too.
Yeah.
There's something 90s about it. I can't place it, but it just sounds like it.
the voice reminded me, like I said, of Counting Crows, and I really dug the Counting Crows stuff. So it puts it in that kind of, and it's got kind of that mood too.
The chorus part, you are the greatest method actress I've ever seen, is that the admission that he has been deceived.
Yeah, I mean,
Outright.
that's a great line. I think I got to listen to this one a few more times.
All right, rating.
Yeah, that's where I was at. I was going to say, Cecily, I don't know if you know our rating system. It's not really based on anything.
Are we going 4-tier or 5-tier this time?
I'm still stuck on 4 because I haven't come up with a 5th.
The higher the number, the better it was, I'm assuming.
Well,
The
it's
first
more
one,
like this.
level 1 is like you wouldn't let your dog download it.
Okay.
Level 2 is
Only on chick flick night.
only on chick flick.
I will allow that in my collection, but as far as how often I'm going to listen to it, it's about as often as I have chick flick night. And then you have another level, which we're calling secretly stashed on the tablet.
Or the iPod or whatever.
Secretly stashed. I can put on the cans. I can enjoy that anytime I'm not going to annoy somebody else, but I'm not really going to tell everybody about it. It's one of a guilty pleasure. Of course, that'd be the song that, all right, yeah, it's maybe it's a crappy song, but I like it anyway. You got those. I've got those. I got a bunch of them.
Oh yes.
I got stacks of them. Our biggest props that we give a song would be I'm proudly jamming it at the red light.
With the windows open.
Windows down, pissing off everybody in town because this song is that good.
I don't know. I feel like for me it would almost be the 4 there because I like this kind of hazy indie sort of stuff. So I would be playing it at the red light, annoying the person playing rap in the car next to me, which happens a lot in my area. I'd say
Awesome.
4.
Awesome. See, it deserves that kind of high rating to me, but it's also got a couple things about it that need some work.
It does.
And for me, it's great headphone fodder.
Mm-hmm.
Zane, what do you think? Or did you get a chance to listen to it? Were you here?
See, me, I'd blast it. I'm sorry, I'd blast
You would blast it, June.
I would blast it.
I will say that my rating on this, I'll go in between stashing it on the iPod and chick flick night. Because
sorry.
It's not quite, I think it needs fixed before I would stash it on the iPod.
Oh, if it were fixed, I'd jam it at the red light.
No, if it were fixed, I'd keep it on my iPod,
But there you have it. Good stuff, I think. Overall, good stuff. June, what about you? I don't think we got your rating on the song.
She said she would blast it.
She's going to blast it. She's blasting it. Cecily's blasting it.
Yeah, June and I would be jamming out to it.
And TC and I want to fix its couple little problems, and that might even be done with a quick brush of an equalizer. So, so cool stuff. Dan Chapman, the song was Ghost Peak. And we want to thank Song Traction for sending that over. You can find him on Bandcamp, Amazon, and iTunes. Did I get our next link ready here to stream? If not, here it comes in our chat. Going over to SoundCloud for this one. And we have The Cold Stairs. They sent over to us from Richland Marketing. Thank you very much. We have Fire in the Sand by The Cold Stairs, a new single produced by, I'm going to tell you who it was produced by after we listen to it. And if you guys have got that one ready, I want to roll right into it. Fire in the Sand by Cold Stairs. And let's do that now. Nice and trashy.
Look what they done to your hometown boy. Roll through like a hurricane. Snakes in the kitchen floor. They got the hand in your pocketbook. They got the puppet on prime.
There's a whole mix of stuff going on in this. I mean, White Stripes, all kinds of stuff.
Got myself a simple plan, alright. Let's have a
And
fun.
a real rock and roll chorus.
Got myself a simple plan, alright. Let's have a fire the sand. Good God, I must say.
This kind of blues sort of thing isn't quite my thing, but I like everything else.
Your mama on a
I like it
blindfold.
even being a little bit more bluesy than what I usually like.
Snakes in the kitchen floor. They got their hand in your pocketbook. They got the puppet on prime time. With a mouthful of dirty lips.
That's nearly blowing up. Holes in the freaking speakers guitar sound is just great.
Got myself a simple plan, alright.
Already clicked the like button and the follow.
Let's do it. Got myself a simple plan, alright.
And I hear T-Rex, I hear White Stripes, I hear
Got myself
I was just thinking
Dead
White Stripes.
Kennedys, I hear several things going on.
myself a simple plan, alright. Let's have a fire to sand.
T-Rex for sure.
Myself a simple plan, alright, 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 alright.
See Jim dancing over there. She's liking the music. Well, damn.
Rock and roll, power ending and everything.
I love that hanging on.
Yeah, right at the end where it's just like, okay, it's gonna end in a second. Oof, and there.
I don't know what to say. Well, I do know what to say, but I don't know if I could say it without getting in trouble.
You realize what we made the clip out of for our promo trailer from last week.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I'm going to reserve the linguistics, but I will say this gets the red light, windows open. I would use this to beat the shit out of a couple of neighbors that I have. I would just bang them over the head with it.
Kick ass.
Yeah, I like this. That was good. That was really good. And the mix isn't bad at all. The mix was really, really nice. I was listening to that. It's nice and raw. It's thick. Really good left to right imagery. The depth of field when you listen to the front and back. There's it fit the song too. That's a key element. Is the mix actually fit the song?
It did. It fit it well. Straight out the box, I get a surprise. All over here, hard right. Another one, bam, hits me hard left as an answer. I was saying, all right, fun mix.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of it, I had one complaint about the mix, and that was loudness wars, so to speak. But I'm looking at it, and it's not one solid brick line all the way across. They left some dynamics.
You're not dealing with loudness wars here. You're dealing with rock and roll. I'm
just dealing with rock and roll, and it's a nice waveform. At first I was kind of thinking loudness wars, but then I started looking and listening a little closer, and like you say, it's just rock and roll.
Yeah. Is it Zane or Sean or
Zine? I didn't realize Zine was here. Welcome, Zine. Zine OT from over in the kind of, would you say what, Midwest Tennessee area?
The Boondocks area.
The Boondocks area of Tennessee. Zine is a fantastic musician. What about you, Zine? What you think of this one?
Not my forte, but I I really don't know. I can't really place it. I was looking for more guitar work. I guess I'm partial to the guitar. I was hoping he'd, break out in a really, 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 really awesome solo, but I'm not a fan of the repetitive, I guess,
Riff
chord
bass.
progression. I didn't, yeah. But I thought it was cool though. I mean, I jammed to it, like maybe if I'm at the gym.
That's where you go back to stuff like T-Rex and the things in the late 80s and early 90s where punk rock and other things had their hold still just before it all started dying out. You had the modern punk scene developing, and there weren't a lot of pyrotechnics in the guitar. It was mostly just the hardcore rhythms, just the push of that rhythm with a little bit of maybe a few blues lines or something thrown in, but mostly.
I think it goes back even further than that, especially, with the blues influence of that. It's a very John Lee Hooker kind of thing to do with that same riff pounding over and again.
Vocally, that's where I went back to some of the, like, later Dead Kennedys and things like that. Especially the T-Rex. I just can't let go of that one.
Yeah, that's well, T-Rex. I thought of T-Rex too, but I didn't get the Dead Kennedys out of it. Anyways, I don't know. I know how I'm going to rate that one. I'm jamming the crap out of that one at the red light with the windows down. I've got it stashed on the tablet to annoy people with when they're trying to go to bed. My headphones are too loud. I'm going to make the chick listen to it on chick flick night. And if the dog doesn't download it, he's going to wind up with it piped out to his doghouse anyway.
Yeah,
that was just that kind of fun for me.
It's a good song. It's a good song, good mix, and I could see the wireless speaker on the subway annoying the Japanese community because in Japan, if you're on the subway, you don't make any noise.
No, that's rude.
You don't talk to anybody next to you. You're not supposed to talk on your cell phone. They ask you when you get on the train, they ask you to turn your phone off. Yeah, exactly.
Where did that come from?
It wasn't me. I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
He was reading my mind over there, man. He was like reading my mind.
June, you were bobbing your head and having a good time. What do you think?
Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Definitely. I love the beat. I love the sound. I love the guitar. Definitely reminded me of my ex's early years of being in a band, being out there, jamming and dancing around, up and down. So, yep, blast it out.
Cool. TC, you're jamming it. Cecily, I think you were jamming it. Zine?
Yes.
He wants more guitar.
He wants more guitar. So, jamming it at the red light with the windows down, secretly stashed on the tablet, chick flick night only, or don't even let the dog get his hands on a copy.
Jamming
I would go, jamming out the red light. I would most definitely do that.
What's more guitar?
Across the board.
Yeah, with more guitar.
With more guitar.
Solid 4 across the board. Sorry, Joe. Don't send me any more from these guys. That's too boring. Solid 4 across. I need to be able to argue about this stuff. Good stuff. Thanks a whole lot, Cold Stairs, for Fire in the Sand. You can get it at their website, thecoldstairs.com, has the latest album up for you. Good stuff. And I told you I was going to let you know who produced it. You might know us. Mark Needham.
Oh, okay.
Good stuff, Mark.
Definitely. I like this one.
You may know Mark from Imagine Dragons and Pink.
Yep.
Oh, Imagine Dragons.
Yeah. Fun stuff. Our next one is from a gentleman by the name of Kevin Campbell. I'm told strong lyrics and emotional singing drive his debut album. Where Do We Go From Here is a soulful mix of styles ranging from blues to folk, R&B, and more. We're going to listen to Go Through It And we're pulling this one also from SoundCloud. While we get her lined up here, I'd like to go ahead and take a moment and say thank you to tonight's show sponsor, Suede Management in New York, and appreciate all the good things that they're doing for us to get the name out and the word out about the show. Good stuff. We sure do appreciate them. I've got Kevin Campbell going to go through it lined up and ready to go. You guys ready there? All right, let's hit play.
Everybody who's anybody was once somebody, determined not to be a nobody. You try to do something, too scared to be nothing, until you wake up, realize that you and me and everybody else is gonna go through it. Gonna go through it sometimes. This world is unkind. Oh, gonna go through.
Didn't like the way it started, but once it got into the first couple of seconds, then it starts picking up and the drums and everything come in. Then at that 51-second mark, when you get past it, there's that vocal thing going back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the, I don't think it was the delay. I think he sang it, but I like it.
Fall down, get up, now stay up. Oh, you wind up, complete. Whoa, you
Like
can't
that.
always be like, oh Lord, why me? I don't understand why it's happening to me. It thinks you, me, and everybody is gonna go through it. It's gonna go through it sometimes. This world is unkind. Oh, gonna go through it. Gonna go through it sometimes. Run out of tries. Oh, don't lose hope. Stay on that road. And don't let all the small things turn to big things and become overblown. Hold your own. Know that you can get through it. Keep your cool and just don't lose it. Gotta get through it. Gotta get through it all. Gonna go through it. Gonna go through it sometimes. This world is unkind. Oh, gonna go through it. Gonna go through it sometimes. Run out of tries. Oh,
Yeah, I can get down with that.
I hit the download button. I think what I would do is chop that intro off. Just take that little intro off.
From the song, because I wasn't expecting it to go into those drums based on that intro.
Yeah, the intro doesn't fit.
I think I agree.
Yeah.
But
But I
rest of
like the song.
Yeah, that little rift where he does that little skip and back on himself, that's pretty interesting. At first I thought, oh, you know, he skipped and then it happened again later. And I kind of like that. I mean, it's kind of gave you pause.
that delay that fades off to the left side.
Yeah. Mhm.
When the vocal just kind of comes back behind him and it trails off
Yeah.
into the left side.
Yeah.
That was a cool little panning trick where you automate the panning in the mix and it just slowly creeps up along with the delay. So it kind of
That was
voyages
very interesting.
out of the scene.
I've never heard it as clearly as that before, though.
It was very well done.
For that intro, if you brought it up and the guitar was really fat, it would be very similar to one particular song that Derek Trucks does, a particular song on his first album where it's just slide guitar on the intro before it breaks into the song. And it has this real solid feel to it. And then the guitar fades into the background and the song comes up and fills up the void. So there's an equilibrium between the two.
I don't have the lyrics in front of me, but there were quite a few that caught my attention in such a way that made me say, this is really well written. I'm with you. I don't, let's do something with the intro. I don't like the intro. You could almost just chop it right off and come in on the first hard one. That would suit it real well.
On the one.
I'd like to hear a little more sparkle in the mix, but I'm not going to complain about it.
I'd like to have the lyrics too, because there were, quite a few in there that really caught my attention. And it's like TC said, the truth sayers. It was a truth thing. So I'd like to know more of what the lyrics were.
It's like Amos Lee when he writes stuff. I love Amos Lee's first album. Lyrically, he takes you right there in the moment.
I'm not going to be embarrassed to jam it. It's fun. I can dance it. I can play it at a party. I could hear it at one of the smaller tents at the Roo or one of the other festivals. I don't think he's ready for the main stage, but definitely one of the smaller tents.
I thought it was, I don't know, if I had to give it any kind of rating, I'd probably have it the chick flick night. I don't know, it's just kind of feels like something you might hear in a romantic comedy or something, when the main character needs a little pick-me-up or something. It was nicely done, but just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of sounded kind of generic guy upbeat thing to me. There wasn't really anything that made me go, oh my God, I want to find out more about this person. So
it's one of those where I'm in the car by myself and it's just kind of like on shuffle. I mean, I have to go back and listen to the words. I was just mainly listening for the guitar riff. No, I'm kidding.
You and your guitars.
I'm just being difficult now. No, I really liked it, but it's not a get up and go. It's a what's the girl's name? Calais.
You're asking the wrong person there.
But it's kind of like it's a sunny day, but there are clouds in my world type song. And I need something to kind of, carry me between, point A and point B in my life, wherever I am. Something simple. Like I said, I haven't listened really to the words, but I was just kind of letting the melody and, tell the story. So I kind of guessed at what the words were saying, but I like it, but I wouldn't jam it out at a red light.
Yeah, for me, it's more of a guilty pleasure. I'm not going to be embarrassed if I'm caught playing it.
Yeah,
not that kind of guilty pleasure. It's a tablet track. It's a headphone track for me. It's personal listening. But
yeah.
pretty well done.
After I chopped the intro off of it.
After we chop the intro off of it. Yeah. Sorry, Kevin. We've all got our own DAWs. We can do that kind of stuff to it.
Yeah, it is more of a personal.
We're going to have June trained up to do audio work before it's all over.
I know. But yeah, that is more of a personal listening type thing. It's not the jam it out with the red light for me. But I liked it. and I'd like to know some more of the words.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah, I felt like there was a good message there. It was meant to be an uplifting, positive song. So yeah, good. Overall, good stuff there. Once again, I mean, we haven't turned one off in the middle of the track tonight. So all right.
I did click the follow button. I'll go back and listen to the rest of his music.
Oh yeah, I want to hear more
I
too.
follow too, yeah.
We're going to listen to James Hand, sent over from Unlimited Sounds with his song Why Oh Why, taking the hard-won lessons that life and love have taught him and pouring them into his songwriting and performing. James sings like nobody but himself. That's good. That's good. John Prine did that too. His phrasing, using his phrasing to draw out the pain and humor of his lyrics in an unpredictable style. Cool. I'm looking forward to this one. And thank you very much, UL Sounds and MPC Records, for sending over James Hand. If you guys are ready, everybody got it? Let's go.
Oh, my Savior is drawing near. I can see him in my dreams, and his vision is so much clearer. I can almost touch him, it seems. Just last night, as I lie sleeping, I know I saw him kneel at my bed, and though I scarcely could hear him weeping, I recall every word he said. Why, oh why hast thou forsaken me? Did I not die so that you could live? Open your heart and inside take me.
County Fair was just
While
last
there's
week.
still time left to forgive.
I'm back in the Virginia bluegrass groups now, and hearing some of the.
Definitely. My father-in-law is really into bluegrass, and he would definitely dig this.
I tried to rise, but I lie helpless, held by a force that I could
It's a really nice balance across the fiddle and the mandolin.
I'd been so selfish and had caused those who loved me only pain. He turned to gold and softly saying, you will not know when I come again.
The vocals have that nice old sound, like they've been recorded through a Sony C38.
For the next
old big old
time I
block Sony
call
microphone.
it's the end. Why, oh why?
I was kind of wondering what they used to.
Did I not die so that you could live upon your heart and inside take me while there's still time left to forgive?
Okay, well,
Let June go. Let her go. Look at that face. Let her go.
Go.
If I was at a county fair and I heard that, I would be running up there to see one and go dance and hog it away and clog it and have good fun. I mean, that I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I mean, it just got me going. It really like boofed up. And the words, I like them. Again, some of them I didn't quite catch, so I need to go back and catch the rest of the words. But oh my gosh, yeah. If I heard that, I'd be running to it. There's no stopping me.
I'm really not into country music, so I liked the lyrics, but I'm really not into country music. I don't feel like I'm really qualified to comment. So I'll let it go over to somebody else who has more.
Well, considering that I just got through mastering a bluegrass album not too long ago, it's up on iTunes as well. There's a group called Scattergrass, and if you go to iTunes, you can find that one. Great album. For me, the penchant of recording is when I get a bunch of acoustic instruments, and acoustic instruments are some of the hardest to record. I mean, to get that sound, to get it just
Amen.
right, that you have to have the right gear, you have to have the right talents to make that happen. You have to know what you're listening for. And the vocals had that slightly aged sound. There's a thickness to it where it sounded a lot like a nice old tube preamp with a Sony C38 big, chunky old microphone, because the C38 is what broadcast used to use. All the television broadcasts, when you look at Ed Sullivan's show and you look at some of the other shows, that's what you saw was the Sony C38.
I don't know. I think it was an RCA.
RCA, and the mandolin was just sharp and punchy, but not harshly. It was nice and warm.
Yeah, I can. That was the first thing that really caught me, was the sound of the mandolin. That was, as far as just a mix element, that is. Darn hardest thing on the earth to record.
Yeah.
So there's a very warm, very real, very present, very round sound to the mandolin and the fiddle. Neither of them ever bites. They cut like they're supposed to, but neither of them ever bites and hurts. And I really, really, really appreciated that. The lyric is good. It's well written. My grandmother, my grandfather would have jumped for joy over this song. It would go over where I live in this area around here. Wow, James Hand, I'm sure you'd be welcome to come play any of the local fairs, festivals, etc. This thing would go over really well. And I got to say that we can see James's picture here, and I mean, he's not a young feller. There's something about an old man's voice that tells a story in song in a way that can't be told any other way. And maybe it goes back to hearing my grandfather sing the old hymns and spirituals, and loving my grandfather so much as a kid. Or maybe it's just something inherent in us as humans. I cannot deny this song. I would play it on chick flick night. I would play it as I was laying down for sleep with headphones, and I would play it at the red light. And I would probably play it in an in-between cut while I swapped out the stage for heavy metal bands. Zine, they play this kind of stuff around your area all the time. What you think of it?
I liked it. I mean, yeah, like you said, I hear a lot of it all the time, especially like where I work, or there's a lot of southern gospel, a lot of real country. It didn't.
Non-Nashville.
I mean, oh yes, non-Nashville, very non-Nashville, and it has a down home feel for me. I mean, that's what I grew up listening to. I like it. I mean, I would listen to it like it would be most definitely a part of the shuffle that I would listen to, during the day. I wouldn't blare it out at the red light, but I would listen to it at the gym. I would, tell people about it. Be like, hey, check this out. I mean, the lyrics were really cool. It's a man that's, experienced life. One of the things that really stood out to me was something he said, something about, I can't remember, I'm not going to slaughter it, but I thought there were some really good lyrics there.
One that really caught me was, and I can't, like you, I don't remember the exact words right off the top of my head, but it was something to the effect of, while there's still time to forgive. And that really caught me.
Second person type representation, where he's speaking from Jesus's standpoint. The why don't you open your heart and let me in?
Yeah.
While there's still time is basically how that lyric was going.
Right. Well, and when it
It's
when it
gospel. I mean,
when
it's
it
basically
caught me,
gospel.
it caught me at a perfect moment in my life for me to hear it. So I want to thank him for that too. Uh, I think good stuff. Not Cecily's cup of tea.
Yeah.
I'd
But
have
it
it
was,
on the
I
iPod.
thought the audio quality, I thought the recording was well done. He has a good voice. And I may not really dig a lot of country music, but I gotta admit, country music has some really well written lyrics. And I thought that there were some really good lyrics that I could.
Very, very nice stuff. Zine likes it. June likes it. TC likes it. I likes it. Hey, you're the black sheep this time, Cecily. Going back over to SoundCloud again to hear the Art of Amputation do Distorted Pop Song. This was sent over from Andrea at Blue Soap Music, and we appreciate it. This is an alternative 5-piece from London who combines soaring melodies with experimental sounds and big fuzzy guitars. Ooh, 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 big fuzzy guitars. I like that. And soundscapes. What's this going to be? Let's find out. I've got it going. You guys ready to hit play? Let's do that.
The mountains are the lights that fill your heart.
I hear 80 synths.
I hear big lush reverbs. There's a lot there.
I'm hearing loudness wars. Everything is really squashed together.
It's supposed to be.
Tripping at the car park star machine.
I'm not sure how I feel about this extra double time thing going on underneath it. It just sounds like there's a little too much going on.
Yeah, the vocals just get lost in the mix. I mean, it's buried somewhere down in the middle of the mix and surrounded by everything, so you can't hear the words at all.
Yeah, y'all can pick me apart for this in a minute, but at the moment, this is my favorite one so far. And I dislike it the most also.
I hit the stop button.
I figured you had.
I'm kind of wondering if they're trying to purposely go for some sort of distorted, radioactive by Imagine Dragons kind of vibe here, because it feels like it's just all in your face.
Sonic Youth. Sonic Youth, and there's somebody else that comes to mind with that guitar that's not playing in the same key, so to speak. And the one that slides around all over the pitch there, doing it, singing it. I like it. I like that a lot. I don't like that double time snare
totally
rattle hi-hat thing. That
I don't like
ruined it for me.
I don't like the mix at all. Yeah, the vocals are just buried. There's nothing there. Once the chorus kicks in and all the instruments are there, it's like the voice is somewhere in here and everything is just wrapped around it, and you can't, there's no separation or definition between the instruments at all.
The first thing that came to mind when I heard, within about a minute of hearing this song, actually was a recent indie group called The Naked and Famous, and they had a song called Young Blood or Young Bloods or something like that. And it was a free single of the week, and I like it, but it's got this same kind of sound where it's just really, everything sounds like you said, very squashed, and but also in your face at the same time.
Yeah.
They were purposely going for that vibe because that's what people like. I don't know.
I think maybe they are going for that, and that's why I said to TC that it's supposed to be when he said it's too squashed and loud and swords. I'm liking this one. I like it. I like it a lot. I want to hear it remixed. I'm sorry, producer. I want you to go back and do the job again.
Yeah, I like it. I like it, and I'd like to hear it remixed because there were some parts that were very painful to my ears.
If it had the right definition.
It's like TC said, you couldn't really discern one between the other, and it was just too much. It was just too much. But there was something I liked about it, and I would like to hear it once it's remixed and cleaned up, because I think it will be much, much better.
I do too. So I don't know. I'm going to jam it at the red light after a 6-pack. I'm going to listen to it on my headphones every now and then because I do like it. It's a fun song, but it needs a lot of work. So that frequency is going to be about chick flick night frequency. I mean, there ain't many chick flicks get watched around here. I'm sorry. If you remix it, give it some energy for me in the mix. And I think I'm all about that one. I want to hear what Scene's got to say.
I didn't know what the song was about. I
couldn't figure out what it was about either.
So, and the hi-hat there, it reminded me actually of some of the mainstream rap that's kind of out there right now. They do a lot of that.
Yeah, it bugs me too.
So I was kind of confused on that part because it at first sounded like, a real strong 80s theme. Then it went to what reminded me of, what's used in rap. So I wouldn't listen to it at all.
This one got a dog rating.
It happens. It happens.
It's a little too confusing for me.
But now I'm also going to say that I guarantee there's a huge crowd of folks out there. They're going to love this one.
Yeah.
They're going to love it. They're going to hear nothing wrong with it. It's going to sound great in their Beats headphones. And those folks can enjoy their Beats headphones because, hey, man, they're the ones that keep the music industry alive. So good job. Thank you. Thank you very much, Art of Amputation, for some music that keeps the music industry alive while the rest of us babble on like we've got a real opinion.
Can't go with it.
Yeah, I know. I wish I had, I'd almost have fun remixing that one.
Yeah, if it were mixed better, I would definitely blast it.
That song could have some, if you got rid of a lot of the effects and develop some separation between the instruments, the power in the song would actually double while you could decrease the actual volume level of the mix itself, but you'd have so much more power in the song where when the drums hit, there would be a punch when the wave of keyboard and guitar coming together like it was, when that part would come together, it would have more power and it would push you. And then the vocals could sit cleanly in there where you could hear everything. And I think that would be a good song at that point. But the way the mix is, it's just, what's the word that I'm looking for here? It's Vegemite. It's all this crap that's just mixed together and put in a jar with a label on it.
I like it, Vegemite.
I think that's why I threw that out there. I knew Jim would.
Vegetate my mind. Vegemite. Sorry.
All right. Well, they're a 5-piece. Let's see. The press release mentions Flaming Lips, Phil Spector. So yeah, I hear what they're going for.
Yeah, especially the Flaming Lips thing, because some of their stuff is...
Yeah, I mean, if you're a Flaming Lips fan, you got to be a Flaming Lips fan to really enjoy the Flaming Lips. I've seen them twice. They really, really sucked the first time I saw them. It was terrible. I had waited all day long in huge excitement and sat in the freaking rain and the mud, and they acted like jerks on stage, and it sucked. It was one of the worst shows I've ever been into my life. 2 years later, just this summer, I saw them again, and it was phenomenal. So, maybe these guys are those. Maybe we got the wrong freaking track. I think I hear what they're going for. I want to hear it remixed. That's what we've got for tonight, though. And we've all given, I think, honest opinions. We've had a good time with it. Hope everybody that gets the reviews back has a good time with it. And, I mean, I got to give big props across the board for, I mean, there's a lot of work gone into all 5 of these tracks. Very well, lots and lots and lots of work. Some of you need to put a little more work in here and there. But good stuff. T.C. Dean, Tiny Bird Productions, thank you very much. You've got a project coming up soon with a video for a compressor coming out. I assume you'll keep us posted where we'll be able to find that.
I am, and actually I'd like to give a plug out to Lillian Audio for developing some killer software for your DAWs. If you haven't checked out Lillian Audio's plugins, definitely take a look at them. They have a channel strip called Channel X, and it is a mic preamp with compressor equalizer that mimics or emulates the vintage hardware gear, the actual hardware where you have the tubes and the transformers and everything else that actually give the warmth and give the thickness to the sound. I definitely like to plug them out and give them a shout out. And as I get done with it, I will be doing a review on that and posting a video. We'll see what happens.
Very cool. I hope
the stuff.
I hope that if I've got my hand sitting on my computer when I click the on switch on the Lillian audio stuff, that I can feel the computer kind of jolt and a little hum go with the juice running through the transformers. Good stuff. June Gall, thank you so much. We're all glad that you are home and feeling better. We appreciate you so much, and we appreciate your honest listener opinion. That's something I think that these folks really value.
It's been my pleasure. It's been my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us. Zeno T, you've got a song that you dropped on us recently, and I think the whole record is due out pretty soon. You want to let folks know where to find it, or at least the single?
Oh, this will be next year.
Next year,
probably this time.
I
have a single coming out probably later this year, Warrior Man. So
should be good stuff. In the meantime, get over, folks, to hangoutrecords.com and put in Zean is the only word you'll need to know in the search box there. And here's Zean's song that he sent us a while back. Great stuff. Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to having you with us again. And Cecily Link.
Yeah.
Thanks much.
Yep.
You're
for having me on.
You're a sweetheart. You've got a great mind, a great heart, and a wonderful take and opinion on things. We're so glad to have you with us. And I know you put out a book recently. You want to let us know where it is?
Oh, sure. I actually re-released the first book in a historical fiction series about a ghost town called Washwoods, which is located in what is now Virginia Beach. It's in a very extreme southern remote part of Virginia Beach. The book is called False Cape, A Washwoods Legacy, and you can get it on Amazon Kindle, or also paperback. I re-released it with a different cover. My husband helps me do the graphic designs and everything. So I self-publish my books, but they don't look like self-published books. Believe me, I've seen quite a few really bad.
Awesome stuff. Great stuff all around. 5 very interesting songs tonight. And lots of different angles. So good work from everybody. I wish we could say that we all loved every one of them, but that's life. We really love the effort that you're putting into it. We love what you're all doing in the independent music community. So thank you very, very much. And one last word of thanks. Shout out to our sponsor, Suede Management. Suede, you know, like the cool shoes. Find Suede Management on Facebook or Google Plus. I'm Brett Campbell from Middle Tennessee Music. This has been Mid Tenn Listens Live. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again somewhere close to the same bat time and somewhere close to the same bat channel next weekish. Peace.